What is going on out there, peeps? All right. Last night, on and off, I kept checking the gold and silver market. I started to watch gold and silver really creep up. Very interesting. Very interesting. We'll get into that here in just a moment. By the way, when you go to buy gold and silver, please go check out our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you'll get a free half ounce of silver. For those of you asking me for my address, there it is. And you guys, I really do appreciate it. Subscriptions are really starting to jump. I know those two sections, one of them on the coronavirus, as well as the one on elections and audits. Those categories are very popular. I'm keeping track of the analytics on it, so I'll know which ones you guys like the best. Anyways, if you go over and show some support to our friends over there at Wall Street Silver. They do have a YouTube page as well as a Reddit page. Stop by and show them some love, would you? We're going to get into that here in just a moment. You guys know we got Pimpy's Investment Chat. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. It's free to join. Come on over here. Hang out with us. So anyways, I was watching the market on and off because gold really just kept going and going and going. I was like, I mean, not like it's huge, but that's a pretty good jump in price. It broke right through the $1,800 level and just kept going. Silver, on the other hand, kept going. It was getting close as usual to 27, and then now, bam, starting about, I don't know, I guess an hour ago, they're starting to drive it back down. I did read an article. There was some debate back and forth. So for those you don't know already, we're in Basel III on June the 28th was for Europe. The United States, Basel III was implemented on July 1st. London does not go into Basel III until January 1st of 2022. So they got a few more months. There's a lot of talk about some contracts being cleared. Trying to do what they can to cover these contracts and get these deliveries at a much cheaper price. So once European went into Basel and then the United States went into Basel, all of a sudden we start to see the price move in a positive direction is where it was going. So I thought, man, this has been going for quite some time. As you can see over here, that's not the, let's look at the 1 hour chart. So you can see by hours, if you come out over here, silver since June 29th has really just been creeping up. You get these dips. But right about, I don't know, let's see here. What is that, 8 o'clock this morning? Boom. It went from $26.64 down to about 30 cents. So that's where we are at the moment. It looks like they're trying to push their price back down. So even though Basel III is here, yes, don't forget, we still got some deliveries that need to get. I told you some cleaning house going on. Let's keep an eye on where the price is after a couple of weeks. It hasn't even been a week yet. We'll see what happens. But they started to rise up, and we do see gold is up there for sure. So since today, it's been doing pretty good. Pretty good. So we'll keep an eye on it. But again, I would just watching the markets. Overnight, just watching gold and silver climb was really nice to see. Cryptocurrencies, something tells me that we're in an accumulation stage. So everybody talks about the Wyckoff, and it does follow the Wyckoff graph to the T. But I showed you guys in another video, there's another graph that goes along with the one we saw. And that is when it goes back up. So what it does is the prices stay almost horizontal for a length of time, allowing people to accumulate before it goes on another run. The scary part about Bitcoins is they're in 4-year cycles. So if that's the case, you got a few more years before it starts to make another run like it did last time, if it follows the pattern. I'm not saying it will, but anyways, I did a video last night talking about how we should convert any cryptos that are not Bitcoin and Ethereum, convert them into Bitcoin and Ethereum. I covered why it is, I think, as a teammates, gold and silver, Bitcoin, and Ethereum should work together The problem is trying to keep people from straying off the plan, because I really think that Bitcoin, off a lot of what I've been reading as well as talking to people, it does complement gold in a way. I still have my trust issues with it, but if it could get widely adopted, used, and we can get on a platform where it can't be touched. And what I'm talking about can't be touched is even by our own governments. I know it sounds easier said than done, but can you imagine a platform that's built that nobody can censor, nobody can touch, nobody can take offline? An ecosystem that is being built that the government can jump up and down and cry about how they want to outlaw it because they're trying to protect their fake money while they buy real money, gold and silver. Taking that kind of power away from them would be like taking back the world. Seriously, that's not an exaggeration. Refusing to use their monetary system and creating our own, that would go a long way into grabbing back control. Anyways, I don't want to get too far off this. So gold and silver are doing really good. Baby steps over here. We'll see where it goes. But yeah, gold and silver doing really good. Silver this morning all of a sudden was doing really, really good. And then just, it took us a wallop. So you can see here, look at this. This is just since this morning. So at 8 o'clock this morning when the market's open, boom, it started getting driven down. So I was reading this article about silver expected to outperform gold. We talked about this several times. But I do like the little history that's in here. Just talk about how the silver and gold coins got started, what they were used for. So a lot of people have been asking me about, some people have no idea what gold-backed or precious metal-backed currency is. And when I say, well, we used to have gold-backed dollars, we used to have silver-backed dollars, and they were like, what do you mean? And some of you guys can recognize them when you see them. Remember these silver certificate dollars? So you used to be able to go in and swap your silver certificate, which is this dollar here, and actually get 1 ounce silver dollar. When they change it to the Federal Reserve dollar, it's backed by nothing but a promise. So this one was backed by precious metals. This one is backed by nothing but a promise from the government. Because, we really trust our government. So this article goes on and talks about under the U.S. Coinage Act of 1792, both gold and silver coins were legal tenders in the United States from, again, 1794 to 1935. I think that was Roosevelt that stopped it. The Constitution says it's mandatory their coins have to be made of gold and silver. The U.S. issued silver dollars in various designs. They were widely circulated and used as money by everyday Americans. The American dollar was legally defined as 1 ounce of silver. So, until 1935, U.S. coinages were at 90% silver and 10% copper alloy. Or alloys, copper alloy added later on. And then between 1965 and 1970, so it went from 90% silver to 40% silver. But anyways, I like it because the designs, I'll show you here in just a second. Oh, yeah, here you go. So back in 1795, look at 1795. These are called the flowing hair dollars. Yeah, as coin collectors, we want to find these babies in great shape. After that was the drape to bust dollars. The Liberty seeded dollars. These are silver dollars, made of silver. The trade dollar. 420 grains. This is probably the most known and most popular silver dollar, the Morgan dollar. They are beautiful coins, they really are. And then it went from beauty to ugly. The piece dollars to me are not very attractive. So the last of these were made in 1935. There were no more silver dollars after that until 1986, when we were allowed to start making the American Eagle coins. I mean, we did have dollars, coins, but they weren't silver dollars. We continue to call them silver dollars, but they weren't. They weren't even 40% silver. Again, in 1970 was the last coin to have any silver in it. And those were half dollars. Anyways, 1986, these bullion coins came out. Even though it says $1, it's not actually used as everyday money. I can't imagine somebody giving up a Morgan dollar to pay for like some coffee or something. Now, the funny thing is this, where my ex used to work at AM/PM, yeah, these people used to come in, these alcoholics and drug addicts would come in with their Morgan dollars and use them as real dollars to buy alcohol. Yeah, I was a happy camper. I get a call in the middle of the night. Hey, some guy just brought in 21 Morgan dollars to pay for some beer. What? Drive on over there. Yep. You'd be surprised. People work at casinos. You guys are lucky if you're cashiers because people love to gamble. You get tweakers in there, addicts that love to gamble. They'll bring in all kinds of coins. They don't care as long as they're gambling. Anyways, this comes from, I believe it is the Silver Doctor. It is taken out of context. I'll tell you that right now because above it was an article on why gold and silver might actually be bearish. For those who don't know, a bear market is when value goes down. A bull market is when it goes up. They're talking about Basel III being bearish because the credit is going to start tightening up on how they give out loans. They're going to be, as far as loans are concerned, they're going to be a lot more pickier, less riskier. And the way they're going to start doing it, the bullions, the banking for gold and silver, the margins, just the whole, the way what's the best way to put this? So the method that they're now going to use, thanks to Basel III, is going to cause the market to really tighten up. So what they're talking about is there's going to be people who usually invest in that are not going to want to go through the headaches and most likely might turn away from gold or silver, which might give it a tighter market. So we'll see. But anyways, on this one, on the bullish side, I said on here, be it forward contracts in London or futures contracts on COMEX, banks will clearly be less encouraged or voluminous in the precious metal trade. So that was part of the bear as well. For this reason, I and many others expect greater price volatility in gold and silver. So even though we're seeing that now, we're seeing it go up and down, there's going to be some volatility there. But ultimately, far better price discovery when the merit of other gold tailwinds of which we've written, rising inflation, negative real estate, central bank loan guarantees, expanding money supply, and falling dollars outside of Basel III send gold demand and hence gold prices naturally higher. So, even though we're going into Basel III, once we get into, we're in Basel III now, but it's expected to have some bumpy roads. So just hang tight. You know what I mean? But once the bumpy roads are done, things will be much more smoother. And there's a lot of expectations on the precious metals market going up. This is with the Basel III regulations in place in such a macro tailwind environment for gold, there will be far less big bank paper shorts impacting silver and gold, natural prices rising going forward. Yes, we'll take that. This means actual price discovery as opposed to artificial price fixing by the COMEX big banks. Thus, if the BIS was hoping to discourage gold via Basel III, they may want to be careful what they ask for, as their plan is likely to backfire as the rest of the world's currencies are already on fire and burning to ash. Well, that's why they'll just use this as an excuse. They're just devaluing their money just so when we move over to that digital currency, we don't have to accept it. That's why you want money outside the system. Okay? They don't care about the paper currency. It has no value. They know this. They're just using it to print more to buy up as much asset as possible, including gold and silver. But according to this article, Basel III, there was a concern that, banks would be, like it says up here, be less encouraged and voluminous in precious metal trade. So there was a case for why might be bearish because they wouldn't be interested in stocking up on it. Things supply and demand. If people aren't buying it, that means there's a lot more available. It would drive the price down slightly. But this person saying this was the goal of the BIS is to discourage people and investors from precious metals while they buy it up at a cheaper price. But what this person's also saying is that they better be careful what they wish for. Because as they drive down the price of gold and silver, that allows us an opportunity to buy more at a cheaper price. Once these tailwinds slow down and Basel III is actually fully implemented and the volatility riot is over, again, United States and Europe is in Basel III now. London doesn't get into Basel III until January the 1st. We started to see prices rise very nicely. We'll see how the day goes. It started off really nicely for gold and silver. It looks like gold's continuing to rise up. Let's see if this trend continues. But these people are saying expect there to be a lot of volatility with gold and silver. In other words, prices going up and down again until we get into clearer waters after Basel III is fully implemented. Okay, so hang tight. This is the long haul. What I mean by long haul, it's not like long. We're expecting to see something at the very latest, once Basel III is fully kicked in around the world. Again, the last people to get in will be London in January 2022. But many of us anticipate the price going up between now and then. How much? That's a different story altogether. We'll keep an eye on it, see where it goes to. All right? Anyways, I just want to share this info with you. And I did like the pictures of the coins as a coin collector. I love that kind of stuff. So, that's it for now, you guys. Look, hang tight. Let's keep an eye on the market. Again, I want to refresh this because I want to see how silver is doing. Yeah, they're going to keep smashing it. You can see. This is by the minute, by the way. Yeah, maybe not. Looks like it's going up a little bit. And this is by the hour. So ever since June 29th, you can see overall where silver is. It is going up. It's gained 60 cents. It's actually gained more than that. Almost $1 since the beginning of this month. But it looks like they're trying to smash it back down here just like they did here. Anyway, so it looks good. Overall, it looks good. It's still climbing as long as it moves up. I don't care if it goes down a little bit, then goes up. That's it for now, you guys, man. You know what? Let me know what you think. Are you guys, to me, that's like just giving me a little more time to continue to stack. I feel good about this, but it's not going to stay this way for long. It's going to get to a point where you'll never see precious metals this low ever again. It's just not going to happen. So we'll see. We'll see from there. Anyways, that's it. I'm out.